This daily market update has been brought to you by Daily Wealth Report. Trading involves risk of loss and may not be suitable for you. Past performance is no guarantee or reliable indication of future results. All advice and education content is of the nature of general information only and must not in any way be construed or relied upon as legal, financial, or personal advice. Good morning, traders and investors. It's Tuesday the 24th of July and we've seen the markets coming off again overnight as fears over Spanish debt and the Eurozone crisis continue to plague investor confidence. As we have a look at the London FTSE, we can see that it was down 2% or 117 points, closing at 5533, and it was a strong downwards day that has broken below recent short-term lows and broken through the short-term moving average. So we've got a short-term sell-off, bit of a tail on the bottom of that candlestick, or a shadow on the candlestick there that shows that there was a recovery late in the session, but not sufficient enough to negate a 2% fall in the markets. The German DAX had fallen even further. It was down 3% or 210 points, closing at 6,419. You can see the severity of the drop there. It's down to its previous short-term lows and will now test that upwards trend that had been put into place. And the French CAC 40 was down 2.9% or 92 points, closing 3,101. So it's now testing its 50-period moving average as well. In the US, we had seen a fairly heavy sell-off in the early part of the day, but the markets had recovered through towards the closing bell. The Dow Jones was down 101 points or 0.8%, closing at 12,721. We can see how it's tested these lows in through there. The S&P 500 index was down 0.9% or 12 points, closing at 1350, whilst the Nasdaq index was down 1.2%, so a little bit more of a sell-off there in technology stocks, closing down 35 points at 2,890. Subsequently, that sent the VIX index up. As we have a look at the VIX here, we can see that it's rallied quite strongly and closed at 1862. It had gapped up, hitting a high of 2049, but had spent the rest of the day retracing as the market slowly meandered upwards towards the closing bell. So sell-off has caused a bit of fear in the markets, pushing the VIX up, and we may see this holding up around these levels if we continue to see a sell-off in the US markets. Closer to home, in the ASX 200 was down quite heavily for Monday. It was down 67 points, closing at 4132. We can see that it has formed a strong bearish reversal pattern there, and with the SPY futures pointing towards a slightly lower open of 13 points down, we are likely to see that this market will continue to push down towards the 50-period moving average here at around 4100. So we'll see if there's a little bit of panic selling coming out of overnight activity. We had to discuss the fact that we expected the markets to retrace at least for a couple of sessions, and that might see the markets coming back down towards this 4068 level, which is the previous low here. Okay, that's our summary for Tuesday the 24th of July. We look forward to giving you an update again tomorrow.